This video we're covering Minecraft running natively in both the Lunar Client and the Java experience, recorded with OBS, two instances, one recording the A6000 which you are watching, and then also using screen recording to also capture the footage. Those were my hardware specs. Let's take a look at how the Lunar settings run. So last year, the only way to run native content or native silicon was to run the Lunar Client, which I did here. These were the default settings. You could see kind of that pop in, and then I was able to get the FPS showing, which runs at 60. There isn't really a need to go above 60, but I changed some settings and changed some different things so that we could basically see what it looks like if we go to the fastest or the most graphical intense. So I don't test out shaders in this video. But the gist of it is that the Lunar Client allows you to kind of get high FPS. So when we kind of remove the FPS cap, you see, as you would expect, it goes to 300 frames per second. This could be useful if you're playing on an external monitor. But you know, recently the Java client, which is the official build, went to native as well. And kind of, I cut around in this video a little bit, I end up having a lot of issues with Lunar. So this includes stuff like freezing or the world not building correctly. So overall, I'd recommend just switching over to the native client. So overall, the temperatures were fine. They say at 70. But one thing to consider is that with the Lunar Client, I get this downloading terrain thing. It was kind of weird, and then it would lead to crashes in my system. Kind of just trying to load the world, it wasn't working correctly. So again, just another recommendation, at least from my experience, the Lunar Client is kind of buggy right now. So when doing the default clients, it still runs native, so you should definitely check it out. I was loading some things, getting the world set up, but basically from my testing, it seems to run just as good as Lunar and didn't appear to have the same issues such as intermittent stuttering or stuff of that nature when playing. So when we go into native, you can see here still getting 60 FPS, which is basically what you would get playing internally, but pretty smooth experience. Also pivoting over to some other content that have different field and stuff of that nature. Really just a smooth experience. So just from my experience doing Lunar versus native, I don't know what it is with Lunar, but I was getting some choppiness and lag, whereas native ran pretty much 100% smooth, at least in the world that was generated for me. So again, I just hope to give this look as just a general feeler for people playing Minecraft. Of course, there's other shaders that you can install, and I showcase that in other videos doing RTX versus non-RTX, and it could look great. But overall, this machine, I think one thing I did want to comment as I'm remembering the clip as we're doing this voiceover. So there's two instances of OBS. You could look over at the top right. Look at that, 107 degrees Celsius. So, I mean, I don't know if that was the reason for lag in Lunar, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting like around 50 FPS here with some settings changed. But you are getting that 108C, so something to consider. It's not necessarily super hot to touch, and I'd expect also when I tested, if you don't record with OBS, you should be fine. But this is probably the one instance where I've seen kind of high temperatures. If you just kind of look at the top, 108C still like sustained, that I guess other YouTubers have shown. Just something to consider. Of all the reviews I've done, this is the one that has finally had the hot temperature. So maybe this is something to investigate further if you guys want more content on Minecraft. I'm going to be doing more extended tests on a lot of things I ran last time with M1 Max. So see you guys in the next video. Peace.